to today's 10 at 10, where we take 10 minutes and dive into subjects that affect you at work, they affect you at home, and give you some tools and tips and techniques and tricks and hacks to be able to completely just make your life so much easier. My name is Kerry Mencier. I'm a retired sergeant from San Diego Police Department, where I spent 30 years in law enforcement. And today, with Tomorrow's Police Officer, I show people how to get hired as a law enforcement officer. And if you're already a law enforcement officer, be able to give you some tools to be able to have an amazing career. So you can check us out on tomorrowspoliceofficer.com, where there's tons of training resources. Right now, you can click on the Facebook and the YouTube links, check out other 10 at 10 videos that I've done, as well as new training stuff is being added there every single day. So let's dive into tonight's topic. All this week is about insecurity and jealousy. And I've been talking about where, and I said I was going to use the pronouns of in a situation of husband, law enforcement officer, and a wife who's the spouse. And feel free to switch up whatever genders need to be shifted, or whatever the situation is. Maybe you're not married, maybe you're living together, or maybe you're just friends with benefits. I don't know. But just to keep the pronouns straight in the situation kind of consistent, that's why I'm just using this one example. It could be any example, it could be any situation. They all apply. So what if you're the husband and you're a law enforcement officer and your wife is the one who's jealous? Maybe she's jealous of work. Maybe she's in how much work and how much dedication you have to the job. And she feels like maybe you don't have that same dedication to her, or to the home that you've created, or the family that you've built. Maybe she's jealous of your partner at work. I'm going to share some examples of this. Maybe she's jealous of an ex-girlfriend or boyfriend. I don't know. What I'm saying is, the bottom line is, you're the one who is dealing with a jealous partner. What are some tools that you can use, and how do you handle this situation? So that's what we're talking about tonight. Now, when someone is jealous, remember, or insecure, remember that they're going through a tough time. And so if it's you, have some compassion for yourself. And I gave tools earlier this week on what to do if you're the one who's feeling insecure and jealous, and you're the one who's not sure about where your relationship is, where it's headed, if you should even be in it. And I've already given those tools. Now, I'm flipping the situation here, where what do you do when you're the one who's dealing with somebody who's jealous? And that's a tough situation. And again, as I said earlier this week, I've been on both sides of the situation. I've been the jealous one and insecure, and I've also been the one who have had partners who they were jealous of a variety of different things. And if you name it, I've had them jealous about it. I've had them jealous about work. I've had them jealous about partners. I've had them jealous about friends. I've had them jealous about coworkers where you weren't even riding in the same car together. So here's one situation I ran into when I was a supervisor with San Diego PD, and I had a male officer who was married, and he was actually married to another law enforcement officer. She wasn't with our agency, but she was with another agency. And this officer commonly rode with a female officer who was also on our squad. And I like to pair them up. They got along great. They were a team that was really effective. And I felt very comfortable that there wasn't anything unprofessional about their relationship. The wife, however, didn't feel that way. And it went so far as he had to get a new iPhone so that at a moment's notice, whenever she wanted, he would be able to FaceTime and show her who he was working with. And he had to come to me and he said, "Hey, I can't work with my normal partner because my wife doesn't like her. And even though she hasn't met her, she doesn't like her and doesn't want me riding with a female officer. So he requested to be able to ride by himself. And his wife, not believing that he had done this, had him get a new iPhone, and she would call him up, and we were working graveyard shift, and he would have to turn on FaceTime and show it around the police car to show that he was alone in the police car. And when you're dealing with that situation, it was so challenging for him. And he loved her a lot, and he wanted the relationship to work, and he had just the biggest heart. Now, there are signs and symptoms that this relationship was doomed. And it had to do with one of the things that Dr. John Gottman, he's amazing at relationship, not just advice and teachings, but also in research. They did a study, it was really a fascinating study, where he was able to pinpoint with 98% accuracy whether or not a relationship would work or not, whether it was destined to be successful. 98% accuracy. And one of the key indicators was whether or not each person in the relationship showed respect for the other. If they showed disrespect for the other, then that relationship was almost certainly not going to succeed. It was going to fall apart. So the first thing that I would ask you to evaluate is, what is the respect level that you have for each other? Do you call each other names? Now, I'm not talking, hey, Muffy, hey, stud muffin, I'm not talking pet names. I'm talking derogatory names. Are you telling each other to F off? Are you telling each other to go to hell and please shut the door behind you on your way out? What are you being disrespectful in your languaging toward each other? And if you are, that'd be a great place to start changing things, because no one is going to feel secure in a relationship when they're receiving a lack of respect. They're not receiving respect from their partner. And usually they're going to respond in kind. It's human nature. Now, here's the really cool thing. If you want your partner to change, you're not going to be able to change them. That's not the cool part. It's the facts. Think about it. Anytime somebody has tried to force you to change, and if your partner is insecure and jealous, they probably have tried to force you to change. And I can guarantee you that even if you agree to things, even if you say yes, it's probably a counterfeit yes, meaning your heart's not in it. Your passion's not in it. You might do it, but it's begrudgingly, and it's probably going to pop out passive aggressively in some other area. And that's where the fights that somebody left the cap off the tube of toothpaste come from. So you don't have the power to force your partner to change things, just like they don't have the power to force you. You have to be willing to do that. Now, here is the cool part. The cool part is it only takes one person to change the dynamics of the relationship. Now, if this is a relationship that has potential, both people like each other, and I'll always say it, liking each other is more important than loving each other, because when you genuinely like that person, you're going to respect them, and you're going to show that respect. And again, 98% accuracy, key factor is, do the people show respect for each other? Now, if you're going, well, I show respect to my partner, but she doesn't show respect to me. Well, okay, let's really take a hard look at what level of respect you are showing. And the other thing is this. When someone is jealous, someone is insecure, that is a glaring red flag that something happened to them in the past. There's been some trauma that they went through. And they may not even realize what it is. They may be like, oh, I haven't had any trauma. I'm totally fine. Something happened. It may be from their childhood. Think about what their relationship with their parents were. Were their parents together? Did one of the partners or excuse me, well, one of the partners, one of the parents, leave the other? Was there an affair that happened? Where they agreed to have a monogamous relationship, and one of them went outside of that? Um, what about their other relationships? This is awesome opportunity for you to have some great emotional intimacy and ask your wife, ask your partner, whoever you're in the relationship with, what was it like growing up for you? I understand that you're jealous, and I understand maybe even I gave you some reasons to be jealous. And you might be thinking I've given no reasons to be jealous. There's something there that's caused that. There's some hurt, there's some trauma that has. Now you have to decide. If your partner is jealous and your partner is insecure, you have to make a decision. Do you want to step up and help them get through this? Or do you want to go, it's not worth it, I don't want to deal with it, let them heal themselves, this relationship is over? Because I guarantee you this, if you're going to not be willing to step up and help them get through this, then you're going to be dealing with either the roundabout thing that you're going through, the cycle that you're going through right now, or the relationship will end. It's one or the other. Because without some support, the likelihood of your partner being able to fix themselves, it's pretty slim. And so vast majority of the time, you're either going to be staying in the same loop that you're in now, and there's no one happy in this. Your partner's not happy, you're not happy, or the relationship will disintegrate in whatever time frame it's going to disintegrate in. It might be tomorrow, it might be years from now. And you really want to be in that loop for years? Do you really want this person that you say you care about to be in that loop for years? Maybe you do. I doubt it, though. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to step up, talk to your partner, talk to your wife, and say, look, I know that you're jealous. I know that you're feeling insecure. I can see it, even if those words haven't come up before. And I want to help you with this. I want this to not be the way our relationship is moving forward. If you can do that, you are going to make an impact on them in such a positive way, it's probably going to knock your socks off. Now, tomorrow, got a lot of stuff to talk about to finish up this week on insecurity and jealousy. So join me for tomorrow's 10 at 10. We're over time right now. I'm going to go. I just want to leave you with this thought. What do you want to do with your relationship? What do you want to do with your life? Do you want to live a life by default, or you want to live a life by design? You want to design your day so that you can go into it and you can have control over it? Or do you want to sit back and let things happen to you? Because at work, here's what we see as cops. We see the people who sit back and let things happen to. We have a word for that. It's a designation called victim. The people who are victors, who are victorious, are the ones who design their life. They're the ones who are proactive, that see a problem and go out and fix it. And quite frankly, that's what we do as cops every day. We see a problem and we go fix it. We're problem solvers. So take those steps in your relationship. That's it for now. Until tomorrow at 10 at 10, stay safe. Thanks for being with me. Bye-bye.